Hey, Governor?
First, maybe, but Aristotle wrote some very interesting things about the senses. Well worth reading today.
Mostly in the form of angry tweets.
Everything comes to us through our senses.
Yes, indeed, Bill. Now, you think about it. Without the information your senses bring you, you'd be like a man locked in a dark cave.
Well, the shadow grows daily on my soul already, Professor.
We have many more than 5 senses. And for another thing, we don't
They
hear
have a
with
huge
just our ears
concentration
alone.
game hanging on
We
the
don't
wall.
smell just with our noses. We don't taste just with our tongues.
Hey, wait a minute, Doc.
You can't say tongue.
After 20 years behind this camera,
John
you're not gonna
Waters.
tell me I don't see with my
Directing.
eyes, are you?
No, in a strict sense, you don't, Hal. Your eyes, like your other sense organs, simply receive impressions from the outside and send them on to the brain.
Some slower than
Take
others.
us into my department, Doctor.
Good. It's always interesting to see what you animators come up with.
Well, trying to draw a character that represents a sense.
Pretty tough assignment, huh?
You bet.
Especially for
But we
me,
have to show how they work. So we finally came up with our old friend Mercury.
who makes me
Messenger
feel
to God.
extremely
But
self-assured.
kind of a wiry, electrical Mercury. Very quick, responsive.
Sensitive to my
Number
needs.
1 supplies us with a big percentage of our information. Reacts to the air vibrations we call sound.
Elmer Fudd and Drag.
One of the 2 chemical senses. Another chemist, taste.
Is his
Specialist.
hat...
Reacts only to salty, sweet, bitter, and sour. Responds to changes in surface or skin conditions.
like
There
psoriasis?
they are, the familiar 5.
But not like
The familiar
really.
5,
More
mediocre
like
super
dispatchers,
team.
dispatching information through the network of the sensory nervous system. Let's see how touch does it.
Okay.
No, I want you to touch me
Now let's take the tip of the finger.
and saute
That's
it.
where the sensory endings of touch are most plentiful. When the skin touches something, our friend here dispatches a sort of signal to headquarters.
I assume you all feel a small man sending electrical currents through your body, right?
Well, in very simple terms, that's about what happens.
You're a very bright
How
boy.
that signal gets to headquarters in the brain, that's the first part of our big story.
Pig story? Animal farm?
Within our bodies is a marvelous network of nerves.
Called
Nerves that
Vegas.
carry the signals and carry them to the brain.
Carry the signals.
That sounds like hippie talk.
By electricity. See, the nerves of this network are made up of the long, thin fibers of living nerve cells. Nerve cells that can make their own electricity.
Yeah, right.
Luigi Galvani, experimenting with what was then known as animal electricity,
And it's now known as animal
touched a big
cruelty.
muscle in the leg of a frog with 2 pieces of metal that were in contact with each other. The electrical stimulus caused the frog's leg to jump. That was almost 200 years ago.
And we've
The
learned
argument
nothing
that
since
grew
then.
out of Galvani's experiment led to Volta's discovery of the principle of the electric battery.
Doc, don't tell me I got an electric battery somewhere inside of me.
No, I mean
Not
another
only
one.
Batteries, but nerve cells, hundreds of millions of them, each capable of making electric charges. Bill, turn on this machine, will you?
It's a good thing Bill is there. Oops, that's the missing Nixon minutes.
This is an actual recording of the electrical impulses going from a living eye to a living brain.
But it's Marty
H.K.
Feldman, so
Hartline,
don't make a big
Rockefeller
deal out of
Institute
it.
For medical research, who made this recording, is studying patterns of impulses in the optic nerve fibers.
Hi, folks. Hope you're enjoying my electrical impulse. Oh, gotta go.
These impulses race through our sensory system whenever sense receptors trigger electrical discharges into the nerve fibers.
Or when they get
Each
bored.
nerve cell passes the impulse along by discharging its electricity to fire the next cell in the chain.
And so the cycle
Impulses jump
of
along
something
at
keeps
speeds up to
happening. I don't
100
know.
miles an hour or more. These living cells are self-charging. They recover and are ready to fire again in a tiny fraction of a second.
Because they're coked to the gills.
Doc,
Shut up.
then this nerve network can carry all the different signals from all the different senses.
Yes, that's a funny thing. The senses are all different. The signals are all alike.
So you're saying there must have been a second
How
shooter.
does the brain know which sense is sending the message?
Bill, you've just asked the big question.
Is Bill
That
frozen?
brings us up to the brain.